One game, one win, and the A's will clinch their second consecutive AL West title in front of the green and gold faithful. Winning a division is special enough, but the chance to do it in front of the home fans in back-to-back years is unthinkable. The Athletics have had a magical ride over the past season and a half. Incredible win streaks, walk-off wins, and a division title on the last day of the regular season right here at home has made this team a very likable bunch. The term underdog is an understatement for these Athletics. One game, one win, and the division title remains right here in Oakland. Beautiful day for a ball game and maybe a clinch situation as we're wrapping up the home season here at the Athletics. And it's Bob Melvin, and he's ready. And so are the Athletics. How could they not be? They've played all year for a day like this. The magic number is 1. We'll keep an eye on that Rangers-Royals game. They are scoreless in the top of the 7th inning. So it's Hyundai Sunday on Comcast Sportsnet California, brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball, along with Ray Fosse, Elm Gun Kuiper. So we're hoping that it's a special day today, and we'll keep our fingers crossed to see what happens. But anyways, in this series, the A's have hit 8 home runs in the first 3 games, and Ray, home runs have been the story in the second half for the Athletics.
How about number 77, just a number that stands out, but the A's have done a tremendous job all season, home runs, but it started really, the long ball started with Yoenis Cespedes. It's great to see him back, swinging the bat so well in the month of September. Josh Donaldson in the same game came up with a big home run. This is the early part of this series against the Twins. And then Alberto Callaspo, that was a big one. As always, he's been swinging the bat well. Kurt Suzuki hit a 2-run shot yesterday. And, of course, it was Yoenis Cespedes capping the home run barrage yesterday afternoon when the A's scored 9 runs and went in the 3rd game of the series to reduce their magic number down to where it is right now by the number of 1.
So Sonny Gray is going to make the start today. This is his 9th start in the big leagues, Ray. He's really only had 1 bad start of the first 8.
You think about it, 2 years ago he's pitching in college, and here he is, the biggest stage in baseball, trying to win and get the A's to postseason. Sonny Gray did a great job against the Twins in Minneapolis, his first start against them, and he went 5 innings. He got a lot of run support. The A's scored him 18. He had a great curveball working, good fastball. He hopes to get enough support today so he can utilize all of his pitches, but I think the biggest thing for him, Kike, is simply he's a young pitcher. He is the man on the mound today trying to get the win.
So it is a very exciting day at the O.Co Coliseum. We hope there's a celebration after the ball game. We'll keep our fingers crossed. So we'll have lineups, and we'll have first pitch when we come back. The fans are psyched. Players are ready to roll, and so are we. We'll have the lineups and the first pitch when we come back.
is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Go big at a participating Jack in the Box with Jack's really big chicken sandwich combos for only $3.99 plus tax.
The A's take the field, and Jared Parker takes the mound. Norris heads behind the plate, and we are set to roll. And A's trying to wrap up a division title for the second year in a row. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. Beautiful day, 69 degrees, a touch of fall in the air, a few clouds in the sky. Typical September weather in the Bay Area, and the A's not only is going for the division title, and they're trying to do it with a 4-game sweep of the Minnesota Twins. All right, let's look at the Twins lineup for this afternoon. It starts with Presley, then Dozier, Plouffe, Arcia, Pinto, Parmalee, Mastrioni, Florimon, and Fryer. Eric Fryer is the catcher.
And Sonny Gray making the start for the Athletics, as you mentioned, his 9th start of his major league career, and none bigger than what he's doing right now. A couple of relief appearances, but in the starting rotation as he pitched well to beat the Twins. And his other start, only start against the Twins, that was back in the Twin Cities. But guys, if you look at this as you get ready to do the defense, you have a rookie and Sonny Gray starting, and Stephen Vogt behind the plate. And Stephen Vogt, where was he in the spring? Where was he? You know, and here you have 2 young players trying to do something special for their team this afternoon.
All right, defensively for the A's, Moss, Crisp, and Reddick in the outfield. Donaldson, Lowry, Sogard, and Barton on the infield. And there is Stephen Vogt doing the catching. So Alex Presley steps in, and we are set for baseball. First pitch, and Sonny Gray misses. No, catches the outside corner, says Tim McClellan.
Don't get excited, Kevin. It is Tim McClellan now. You know, this is.
I know, jumped the gun, and that would be a big mistake with Big Tim behind.
Yeah. Tim is known as one of the better ball strike umpires. Sometimes he just takes a little longer to let us know. He will, of course, as always, say it loud enough or some verbal sound to let the pitcher, the catcher, and the hitter know. And that is the crew chief, Tim McClellan, as Foster, Wally Bell, and Marvin Hudson.
So the magic number is 1. A's could win the division with a Rangers loss or an Athletics win. Either way, the A's claim the division title for the 2nd consecutive year, and that is what's going on in Kansas City. A pitcher's duel. No score in the 7th inning. It was Ogando and Shields, the 2 starters in that game.
Bob Melvin looking out from the dugout, and kind of sits during the time that his team is on the field. And of course, always stands up when the team is hitting. But he has to be looking out and saying, where was this weather 24 hours ago? 24 hours ago, it was pouring down rain. And a beautiful sunny day today with this mountain of clouds overhead, but a gorgeous day for the final home game of the regular season here.
2-2 pitch, and a check swing by Presley, and it's a full count.
Well, there has to be some nerves, some jitters. I mean, I think when a player, pitcher in particular, takes the mound, there's that feeling of kind of the butterflies. I think when you don't have them, it's time to be out there. You know, but today, probably a lot more.
Especially for a guy making just his 9th major league start in Sonny Gray.
Well, he had the rain delay yesterday for a couple of hours. Saw his team win yesterday. Knew when he went home to spend the night, he knew what it was going to be like today, taking the mound and trying to do something special in just his 9th major league start. Been pitching well the last 4, and of course you mentioned the run support. For a while did not get much, but been getting some support.
That one is looped into left center field, and that's a base hit. Moss cuts it off, and Presley has a leadoff single. So yesterday it was ugly for the middle of the day. The rain hard here. After 2 hours and 1 minute, that's how long the rain delay was. The game was played, but boy, it rained extremely hard here.
And really, you could look at yesterday. It was a gray day, but a day in which Sonny is pitching, it is exactly the way it's supposed to be on his day. So let's hope that we're saying that in a couple, 2 or 3 hours.
So here's Brian Dozier, and the first pitch to Dozier is a strike on the inside corner. .244 with 17 home runs for Dozier. So you saw that number on Sonny Gray, the note about the last 4 starts, and what makes that even more interesting, in our open, Ray, we said he's really only had 1 bad start, and that was in Baltimore. But those 4 starts are right after that bad start. Baltimore gave up 6 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings.
Probably told his parents and all their friends and girlfriend to go home and stay.
That's right.
Because they were all in Baltimore to watch him. It was his shortest outing, and they're saying, well, okay, Sonny, get him the next time, and he has done it. No, I'm kidding. And, you know, every player wants to have parents and friends in the stands, but unfortunately for him in that particular game, it didn't work out. The Orioles were playing well, and they showed it.
High pop-up, it'll reach the seats. So the count 1-2 to Dozier.
And Kev, I think, you know, you look at the Twins, and the Twins are having a tough season. They're at 89 losses, and a team that with their manager Ron Gardenhire and their staff accustomed to winning and playing competitive baseball and having the wins. And I would say today they're as relaxed as any team.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah. They're not worried about whether the A's clinch or not. They just want to win a ball game.
Josh Willingham, the A's killer, not in the lineup.
Curveball, strike 3 call.
Talk about the crescendo, Tim McClellan. Tim is about 6'7", and at one time he was down on one knee. Now he crouches, but 1001, 1002, 1003, and you know it's a strike. Everybody knows it, and there it goes. So
I think it was a strike.
It was a strike. Good curveball. I've heard umpires, and sometimes you have the mic close that you can hear. Yeah. So there's a strike, and so everybody knows. But it looked like at that time Dozier was questioning the call.
Here's Trevor Plouffe, who takes a strike on the outside corner. Plouffe hitting .249 with 14 home runs, 51 RBIs. He's got just 1 hit in this series. And the throw gets away. And Presley gets up. And he's going to round second. And he's going to make it to third without a problem. So it'll be an error on Sonny Gray, allowing Presley to get all the way to third.
Well, he's not getting that big of a lead. He does dive back, but the throw into the runner and a hard throw. We have seen A's pitchers throw extremely hard, and sometimes that's the best way because you get a pick off. Other times with the foul territory here, and
the ball went right under Presley as he was sliding.
I mean, that's not much Derek Barton could do. Now it's really kind of incumbent on Gray to try to get this bat himself, even with a strikeout or a pop-up. Ground ball, fly ball scores it.
And that one inside. Close pitch. So 1-1 the count with Oswaldo Arcia waiting in the on-deck circle. Two and one. Gray thought maybe that was a strike.
Yeah, I think a lot of times the throwovers to first base is take a look at the curveball, and it is a good curve, and perhaps when it crossed the plate was a strike, but where Vogt caught it, it was not. But it is where it crosses, and that's a good 12-6 curve. And that one a little bit higher and better.
And that was a strike.
But you know, sadly, he had to elevate the pitch to be able to get the strike when the previous one should have been called a strike also. How about that? 90% fastballs and curves. He's a strikeout pitcher, and that's what he's looking for right now.
So 2-2. Plouffe asks for time and gets it. Gray peers in. Now he's ready. And that one taps slowly. Gray fires to first. Nice play. And Presley stays at third. So that is out number 2 and a big out.
Well, we have seen Sonny Gray with his ability to get off the mound, and in this case a slow hit ball, and watch as he looks the runner back to third. Although Donaldson, the runner from third, Presley, could have come down a long way because Donaldson was going in to try to catch the ball, field it and throw him out. Instead it was Sonny Gray, and he looked him back, and well, that could have been one where the runner, maybe a more experienced runner, could have come down the line halfway, and once the throw went to first, try to score.
Yep.
If he'd gone on contact, he would have been out, but once Donaldson vacated his position.
So here's Arcia.
That's hard to say how many times, and we've talked about so few times do you pick off a runner at first base, and you make the throw, and while he's at first where a double play or ground ball gets out of the inning, by making an error in this foul territory, he's at third base. Unfortunately, at this point, he's not scored.
I guess you just have to ask the simple question. Is there more guys picked off here on attempts to first, or are there more balls sailing down in the bullpen? I don't know the answer, but
I would say there's more down the line. And again, you have to appreciate pitchers that throw the ball hard aggressively first. But every time I see a ball like that, I think of our good friend Monty Moore's great call with Campy, the road runner, and he scored. Actually, Campy could score from first on an overthrow when they tried to pick him off.
And there's no question the guy's going to get to third.
Exactly. In the case of Monty, the call of the beep, 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 and the road runner is scored, and that was it. So the call still stands out with Monty.
1-2 pitch to Arcia. He loops one to center field. Coco's coming in. He's not going to get it, and it drops in. Presley scores, and the Twins have a 1-0 lead here in the first inning. So Arcia gets jammed, but he's strong, and he just blooped it right in front of Coco.
Well, that's the strength, and not a bad pitch inside to Arcia. And Coco just no chance to get to it, and that's after the ground ball by Plouffe, and then to see the strong man get the base hit, a little demoralizing, but still, it's the error that put him in the scoring position in the first place.
So here's Pinto, and he takes a bit low. Pinto 377 with 3 home runs. He was in this series. And now it's 2-0. So quick meeting between Vogt and Sonny Gray.
This is probably not a bad meeting because the emphasis was on Arcia and trying to get him out after the runner is at third base. And now 2 pitches out of the strike zone. This on a changeup. So crushed it. Kind of a one-handed swing and kind of a no doubt onto the stairs in left field. The only run the Twins scored, the only run Parker gave up after going full to 7 batters.
Donaldson dives, he's got it, he throws to second, the throw is wide, and Arcia is safe as Sogard could not keep his foot on the bag.
You know, Donaldson could have gone even to first base, might have been better for him to get up and throw across the diamond to get Pinto, who was running, not as much speed, but the shorter distance, especially diving. Tremendous play there, and usually that's an accurate throw. This one a little bit offline, and Sogard did his best to keep his foot on the bag, but that might have saved a first and third. Instead, first and second with a throw a little bit offline.
So Expo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So it goes as a base hit for Pinto. There's Chris Parmalee. 227 with 8 home runs for Parmalee. Swings at a pitch down and in, and it's 0-2.
Another good curveball, and if you're a hitter and you know that your pitcher they're facing is throwing 90% fastballs and curveballs, but fastballs mid-90s, curveball 12-6. Those are 2 excellent pitches, and I don't think a lot of hitters throughout their careers will see someone who throws a fastball and curveball while setting great ones.
Another curveball lifted to left. Moss shading his eyes. And Moss grabs inside, retired. A run on 3 hits and an error. So the Twins lead 1-0 after a half an inning. In the bottom of the first, let's check out the lineup. It's Crisp, Lowry, Donaldson, Moss, Cespedes, Reddick, Barton, Vogt, Sogard.
And I've said it for the last 6 games against the Twins. I'll say it again. 7th different pitcher in the 7-game series. 3 in Minneapolis, 4 here. Cole DeVries on the mound. He started against the Athletics last year. He's a homegrown product of the Twin Cities area. Made his first start against the A's in his home start. But last year he started. This year at AAA, had an appearance out of the bullpen against the A's a couple of weeks ago.
Defensively, the Twins has Arcia in left, Presley in center, Mastrioni in right. Plouffe, Florimond, Dozier, Parmalee on the infield. Fryer is the catcher, so Cole DeVries ready to face Coco Crisp here in the bottom of the first. They have gone to the 9th inning in Kansas City. 0-0 Rangers Royals. Top of the 9th, Royals have brought their closer in.
An important game for both teams, and I think the A's or the Rangers pretty much have said wild card, trying to get into postseason, and that is a very, very tight wild card race.
One-0 pitch to Coco. Bluffs a bunt and takes a strike.
Another game of importance is completed in Detroit. The Tigers lost to the White Sox. My eyes are correct. That's 6-3 White Sox. And how about the 6-0 lead they had in the 9th inning last night and blew it? Tigers 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th and 1 in extra innings.
Hawk could not have been happy about that.
Well, his comments were priceless. I think they're so priceless they printed them. And they weren't very complimentary. I mean, it just...
Hey, 6-0 lead in the 9th. That's the best record race. Red Sox won today. The Red Sox beat the Blue Jays 5-2. So the A's with a 1.5 lead over the Tigers right now. Coco rips one toward left center field. Presley on the move, and Presley tracks it down. Helps to be a left-handed thrower, and the glove in the right hand. I think that helped Presley.
Absolutely. And plus he got a great jump on a ball that was slicing away from him. Coco would pitch away and didn't try to pull a pitch that was away from him. Tried to go into the gap in left center, but that's a very nice speed. Good jump, and you're right. Love on the right hand makes it a lot easier. I think the outfielder is also well aware of the quickness in the grass. They don't want it to hit the grass.
Sure. Yeah. So 1 out for Lowry. You know, you mentioned that Tigers loss, Ray. It also keeps them from clinching the division. Right. They came in with a magic number of 2. But the Indians won today, 9-2 over the Astros. So the Tigers' magic number remains at 2.
In that game in Cleveland, the Astros early had the bases loaded, already had a 1-0 lead. The coaching staff watching the game and thinking, well, this is going to be a big inning, and as it turned out, evidently it was not, because they only scored 2 throughout the game, and that was early.
Two and 1 to Lowry with Donaldson in the on-deck circle. That one is low. The Atlanta Braves clinched today. They're still playing, but they clinched because Washington lost. So the Braves are in. No surprise there. More action for Presley. Again toward left center. He's going to get there. So the Braves have had a very fine season. So Atlanta, even though they're still playing, they know that they are in. So they'll be celebrating.
In that small clubhouse in Chicago.
They are in Chicago playing the Cubbies. These fans are ready today. First pitch, foul back by Donaldson, so the count is 0-1. Donaldson, 24 home runs, 91 runs batted in. 306 batting. Pulled the Freeze big overhand curve.
Donaldson's comments about the chant, the MVP chant yesterday, actually it started and might have shaken him a little bit because he stepped out and he said, I appreciate all the support, but I'm 0 for 2 in the game, you know, and I want to try to get a hit. But he has played well enough to get some recognition in the most valuable player ballot. In the season for the A's third baseman, and those numbers with 7 games counting today remaining. So he's looking for 1 home run and 9 ribbies to get him to 25 and 100.
High fastball is popped up and just a couple boosts over from us. The monster season for Donaldson, where he ranks among American League players, 5th in on-base percentage, 6th in batting average, 7th in slugging, top 10 in RBIs. Oh yeah, and he's played a good third base. He's played a great third base. Oh, that one foul. Interesting, Ray. In the top of the 9th in Kansas City, the Rangers got their leadoff man to second base. It was Rios, I believe. Beltre hit a fly ball to medium deep left field, which was caught. Rios tried to tag and go to third. He was thrown out. Oh. Next guy made it out, and they're going to the bottom of the 9th in Kansas City.
Oh, Rios and his base running wonders happened in Texas. Of course, Cespedes should have thrown the ball to third, but he was called out in a game in which the Rangers had scored 6. So it is already in scoring position.
Yep,
you know,
exactly.
That's the amazing thing. And I think just as you're talking about how few wild pitches or pass balls and errors are there to allow a runner to score.
That one bounced toward third. On the backhand is Plouffe. His throw is in time. Side retired. Cole DeFries has a 3-up, 3-down inning, and we're headed to the 2nd. The Twins have a 1-0 lead.
right now. Tickets will be available online at oaklandathletics.com/postseason, over the phone 877-493-BALL, and at the O.co Coliseum box office.
Darren Mastrioni leading it off. Twins got a run on 3 hits, and there was a sunny gray air in the first inning.
Mastriani doesn't sound like a musician, like
yes,
it should
he
be
does.
Maybe an opera
maestro.
Yeah.
Another play by Donaldson. Spins and throws. Got him. 1 out.
It's in a play he makes when he stands up, and amazingly how quickly he gets up after leaving his feet, pops up, finds his target, gets a 4-seam grip, and strong throw to Derek Barton. But he's playing kind of in, maybe anticipating a bunt, takes that away, and takes away a base hit as well. That's a great play. I'm always amazed at how quickly, and I've said it, I still believe it, how quickly these guys can hit the dirt and get up.
Get up.
I mean, that's incredible. Just look at the athleticism. Diving, watch how quick. Boom, up, and got it. It's amazing to make the 360 after diving. Get up, know that you have to find the target, and make a strong throw to first. I mean, that's amazing. But I guess they're young, so they should.
Yeah, you know what? There was probably a time when you did that, Ray. Bounce right back up.
I don't
I've seen those World Series highlights with you bouncing around behind home plate.
Oh man, but these guys are talented. I mean, that's the nice thing about Dan Strady came up the other day, and AJ Griffin was up, and they said, "Man, it looks easy up here." I said, "Yeah, it does. Well, you guys are so talented down there to make it look easy."
Foreman with a 1-out base hit to center field.
Well, another ball that's not hit that hard, and you look at the hits in this game against Sonny Gray. Just really not been a lot of solid contact, but the results have been good for the Twins, and that's all they're looking for.
So here's Eric Fryer. Eric Fryer hit a home run against the A's in Minnesota. He's only got 2 hits this year. He's 2 for 6 in the big leagues, but one of them, the home run.
I understand that we were told that's his first Minnesota hit at home. That was the home run. And if he only has 2, then the other
2
one
hits.
must have been on the road.
That's it. Foreman with a pretty good lead. And the ball's hit hard right at Sogard. Scoops it up, flips to Lowry. Double play. Side retired. Bottom of the second coming up. It'll be Moss, Cespedes, and Reddick. 1-0 Twins. broadcast, Sportsnet California, is brought to you by Casino Matrix, San Jose's newest entertainment destination. It's open 24/7. Visit today and see for yourself the Casino Matrix difference.
Kappa figured out something as Brandon Moss makes his first appearance. You know, the difference between innings, they have various sayings. Dick Callahan says, hey, you know,
yes.
fans, what do you want to see today? Highlights.
Yes.
They saw MLB and fans, yeah, baseball fans here.
Yeah.
Or the NFL. Nobody did anything. Guess what they showed?
NFL.
Highlights of the NFL.
Yeah.
So it's all pre-planned. So it doesn't matter what the fans react, how they react. It's already planned. We found out today. These fans are in the baseball game because they're here.
Foreman, and then it's going to be the second baseman, and Dozier was able to hang in there. And you may not see a pop-up much higher than that. That was skied into the air.
Well, the great thing is watching Foreman, the shortstop. He comes over here and says, I got it, I got it, I got it. And the ball's going to be over there. So, no, he doesn't have it. And the second baseman, Dozier, barely had it. Foreman finally decided to point because he said that no chance. And, man, that was in the sun a long time.
He got a good attitude about it. That was a tough play. Here's Cespedes. Cole DeFreeze. Did Cespedes to pop one up. Parmalee shading his eyes, and he's got it. So that's out number 2. So Cole DeFreeze has retired the first 5. The cigar heads are out, which is always important. Cespedes comes up. Around the Cuban cigar. Like I always say, Ray, there was a time this morning when those two folks stood in front of the mirror and went, we're going with the Cespedes head. Let's go with the cigar head. Let's do it.
Oh, man.
Oh, cigar head.
I'd like to know how long it took them to manufacture those cigar heads.
Outside corner, no. Outside to Reddick.
Cole DeFreeze started against the A's last May 29th. That was at Twin Cities and pitched well. A couple of hits in 5 innings, no runs. He walked 5, not 1 scored. So he is a little deceptive, throws a lot of different types of pitches, not really overpowering with any of them. Fastball tops out about 91, but as he showed with Donaldson, not opposed to throw the 3-2 slider.
And the 3-1 pitch is low, and Reddick has a walk. Hey, let's get an October Quest update from Scott Reese in the studio.
Batting in the 7th position, first baseman, number 10, Derek Buck.
All right. Extra innings, 0-0. The top 2 teams, the Rays, top 2 wildcard teams, the Rays and the Indians, both won.
And that doesn't sound very good for the Orioles. They have one more game in the wraparound at Tropicana Field against the Rays. That's tomorrow afternoon, I think 3 o'clock.
The Rays won today 3-1. The Orioles are starting to slip.
Yeah.
So they've lost the first 3 games in that series as Baltimore.
And when you lose an 18-inning game in the home opener, the series opener, knowing it's a 4-game series, and I would think it propels the team that won, which would be the Rays, as they won yesterday. You gave it just 1 run, and winning again today, or won again today, giving up just 1 more. So they had the pitching. I want to say as a rookie started for the Rays today. They seem to manufacture pitchers as well as the A's.
Yeah, Romero, another supposedly very fine looking young pitcher. So that is updated. Rays win, Indians win, Orioles lose, everybody else is still playing. So the Orioles are now 4.5 back. So they're in big trouble.
Well, you saw the Rangers at 1 pending what happens, but that's the importance for them as well against the Royals.
The Yankees are also playing, and the Giants are leading the Yankees 2-1 in the bottom of the 9th inning. So Yankees can't afford to lose any more games either.
And that is Mariano Rivera's final home game.
Yeah. Andy Pettit too.
Yeah.
Pettit started.
Yeah, that's right. And Rivera probably was hoping to come in to save the game, but not be the case.
3-1 now to Derek Barton after Reddick gets the 2-out walk.
Nice tribute though to Mariano Rivera. That his final home game after some 19 years. What a gentleman. And the Yankees did it the right way. It's not surprising.
3-1 pitch is low. He walked him. So back-to-back 2-out walks. And it's going to be Stephen Vogt who's going to try to get the A's on the board.
Running in the 8th position and catching.
Well, the A's would like to take advantage of bases on balls. As I mentioned, the game DeVries had against the A's. Walked 5 unscored. They have an opportunity here after. How about this? Moss, Cespedes, 2 pitches, 2 fly balls.
Yep.
2 walks following that. So that's sometimes what happens if you force a pitcher after he's gotten 2 outs on 2 pitches. Force him to throw a strike sometimes is difficult, and for DeVries, it's been difficult in this inning.
So the Let's Go Oakland chant starts to ring out around the stadium. 1-0 pitch to Vogt is low. Ray, we've just been reminded, and I didn't know that, this is not the Yankees' last home game. They have another home series. It was just Mariano Rivera Day today, so he still has a chance to.
But it's probably not a Sunday, right? Had his last start. Yeah, I thought today they did honor him, but yeah, you're right. The last. In
fact, the Yankees, they play the Rays Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That's right.
And now it's 3-0.
But I think they probably want to do it on Sunday because of it being a non-midweek game.
Yeah.
But still a great tribute to the greatest closer ever. Meanwhile, 3 in a row out of the strike zone.
And that one right down around the knees for a strike. So 3-1 the count.
This is a pitch that Vogt is going to be hoping to strike and have a good swing.
And it was inside, and 3 consecutive walks by Cole DeVries, and the bases are loaded. 2 outs for Sogard.
But if there's ever a time to be patient but yet aggressive, this is it. Vogt got the 3-1, started the swing, held up for ball 4, and now the same for Eric Sogard. Eric Sogard we have seen in various stages of a game or a series where he can take a first pitch strike, but he can also jump on a first pitch strike.
Sure.
So in this situation, to be patient, and I would think that he's going to force him to throw at least a strike before he swings the bat.
So here's Sogard. Sogard 264, couple of home runs, 32 RBIs. And the first pitch, DeVries eases it in there for a strike, 89 miles an hour.
DeVries guessed right, and his catcher guessed right that he was going to be taking the first pitch strike, which he did.
Swings and misses, and he swung at a ball. So Reddick at third, Barton at second, Vogt at first, and now Sogard behind in the count 0-2.
The first pitch strike was key, and the second one, while out of the strike zone, the aggressive Sogard doesn't make contact.
And he rolls that one foul to stay alive.
After walking 3 and a first pitch strike to Sogard, now he can go back to throwing his normal pitches. All of his pitches, which he just threw a good curveball 0-2.
So they are headed to the bottom of the 10th inning in Kansas City. Rangers did not score in the top of the 10th. 0-2 pitch. Up and away.
Well, that's hard on the catcher. Catcher's down low. Might want to elevate a fastball, but not that high, because that's dangerously high. But Fryer, a good job coming up out of the catcher position to make the play.
DeVries, the 1-2 pitch to Sogard, and again goes a foul. So the Yankees ended up losing that game. Ray, Giants beat them 2-1. So
another breaking ball, good 12-6 curveball. Let's see if DeVries now tries to throw Sogard a fastball outside. He shoots the ball to left field, and he can protect as well as anybody, especially with the fastball away.
And that one well inside, even the count at 2-2. Little flip job, left field, and that will fall. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and the A's take a 2-1 lead. Little flip job to left, and Sogard will take it.
And it wasn't a line drive, but he did. And again, one of the best at protecting with 2 strikes. And Sogard fell behind 0-2. And was slipping. Bird's getting out of the way. And once Florimon caught the ball, that allows Sogard to go to second. 2 runs were going to score easily once the ball dropped. And, of course, going to third base for Stephen Vogt. And then, as Florimon slipped, Sogard was able to make it into second. So it's a double all the way. Single. And so it is a base hit.
So Sogard gets RBIs 33 and 34 to give the A's the 2-1 lead.
I guess those Birds never found out what they were looking for yesterday, because they were back again today. That really popped in left field.
Yeah, there's one out there. You're right. Strike called, and the count is 1-1 to Coco Crisp.
Eric Sogard watching the ball, and then as he started to second base, he hesitated, and that's when Florimon had slipped and then coached it in once the throw came in towards the plate, and that's why he was awarded the single, but he'll take it and does find himself in scoring position also.
Rolled foul. Coco behind in the count now, 1-2. So 3 consecutive walks by DeVries after he got the first 2 guys out quickly.
That has to be so disappointing for a pitcher and a pitching coach. Rick Anderson, we've seen, and if you have a 1-0 lead and 2 pitches, 2 outs, the power in the batting order, and then you can't throw a strike. 3-1 to Reddick, Barton, and Vogt. 2-2 to Sogard.
One-two pitch, drilled to right, down the line, and that baby's gone. A's 5, Twins 1.
breaking ball with 2 strikes, a hanger right in the middle of the plate, and Coco stay hot. Had the distance, stay fair, and a 3-run shot for Coco Crisp.
So 5 runs, second inning.
After 2 pitches and 2 outs.
Walk, single homer, and a 5 spot for the A's. So the Reddick walk with 2 outs seemed so innocent at the time. 3-4 minutes later, it's 5-1.
And wouldn't you know it, for Coco Crisp, his 22nd home run, his first 3-run home run, and how big, with 2 outs and a 2-1 lead, and that quickly a 4-run lead. He's got to steal a lot of bases now just to equal his home runs. He's sitting on 19, so he's got to have a big last week to get equal in stolen bases to his home runs. But it take the home runs, especially that big.
That one hit to left center, and Presley has to play it on a hop. So Lowry with the base hit. So the home runs just keep coming for the Athletics. This is home runs in September. Coco has 7. Cespedes has 6. And the A's as a team have 34 home runs in September. Heck, they got 9 in this series.
That's true.
9 home runs in what is just a little over 3 games.
And remember, it all started last July, second half, when the A's hit 9 home runs in Target Field at Minnesota. So they come back against them here and doing the same in this 4-game series.
So here's Donaldson. Donaldson grounded out to end the first inning. Rifle to right center. That's in well. And that one is off the top of the wall. Lowry being waved around third. The throw to the plate is late, and it's 6-1. The A's lead.
Curveball, and again Josh Donaldson all over it, as he seems to do on any mistake that he gets. And the ball rifled to right center. Looked like it had a chance to get up high on the jagged edge, but stayed in the park. High towering fly ball, and just hit at the top of the 2 outs. Lowry able to score all the way from first, so RBI number 92 for Donaldson. That is the 3rd hit. Actually, 4 consecutive hit, 3rd hit of the 4. The 2 outs, driving in runs. Sogard 2, Coco 3, Donaldson 1. And the 10th batter coming up.
And Sharon Martis starting to throw in the bullpen. Moss takes an off-speed pitch for a strike.
Sonny Gray got 18 run support in the start at Target Field against the Twins. He had a 10-run inning in that game. I think you'll appreciate this one, all with 2 outs, scoring 6.
Curveball swings and misses. That changeup from DeFreeze, 82 miles an hour.
And he's trying to throw just about everything, and that was the off-speed pitch. But when he's made a pitch that he's trying to change other than the fastball, as he did to Coco and as he did to Donaldson, he hangs the curveball. Those are dangerous pitches to throw. Pretty good pitches to hit.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 41 pitches later, the A's score 6 runs, all after 2 are out. So we are headed to the 3rd inning, folks. And the A's pounding the Twins pitching staff again. 6-1 after 2. All right, thanks, Scott. And it's former Athletic George Gutaris stepping in the box.
He's going to win it
for the Kansas City Royals.
He's going to win it. You know that. George's a good hitter. You know, I wish it would start raining in Kansas City right now. These fans below us saying, "Let's go Royals." They just saw the club score 6 runs. How about let's go A's and do it right here? It's not going to rain in Kansas City. If it rained here yesterday, it's not going to rain back there. No.
That's a strike. And the count is 1-1 to the leadoff man, Alex Presley, who singled and scored in the first inning. So 1-2. Curveball is bounced towards Sogard. Slides, gets up, throws, got it. Oh, wow.
Thought Donaldson was great. How about that play? That's in shallow right field without a shift. Unbelievable. Getting to the ball. How quickly he got up, popped up with a 360 turn. You will find this is unbelievable. Look at this. Bam, bam, bam. That quickly, and fast runner, good stretch. And Eric Sogard, 2-run single with 2 outs, and then robs the hitter of a base hit. It's amazing.
First pitch strike to Brian Dozier. Dozier struck out looking at a big curveball.
Well, if Sonny Gray was a little tight in the first inning, I think he's relaxed now. Gave up a run after an errant throw to first base, but 58% shutdown innings for the right-hander.
That one hit into right field, and that's a base hit. Dozier with a nice job of hitting. Took that fastball, went the other way with it.
Now batting, number 24, Trevor Plouffe.
Good opposite field hitting. Nobody to catch that one.
So here's Plouffe, who bounced back to Gray in the first inning. He did that with a runner at third and 1 out. First pitch, just a little bit low. Well, the Twins with a run in the first, the A's with 6 in the second. Fouled straight back on a fastball. Nice crowd this afternoon. Not a sellout, but a very good crowd. And you can tell they have that extra little spark today. Two and one now to Trevor Plouffe, with Arcia waiting in the on-deck circle. There's a ball loose in right field from the Twins bullpen. One of our great cameramen, Dave Stagnaro, he said, you know what, I'm not working today. I'm going to put my A's uni on. Had that uniform for 24 years. Still fits me perfect. Staggs is enjoying it. Why not?
And I asked him where are the pups, where the dog. Oh, they're at home. So usually if it's dog day, he's out.
Staggs is here, yeah.
With the dogs. It's everybody else.
2-2 to Trevor Plouffe. Breaking ball blocked, and now a full count. So only 1 out. Two pitch is called the ball. So the play at second doesn't make any difference, even though Wally Bell called him out. Plouffe took a close pitch. So let's get an October Quest update from the guys in the studio. I think they have good news.
Number 31, Oswaldo Alcala.
Well, thank you very much. That's the news we've been waiting to hear.
Well, nothing's happening on the out-of-town scoreboard, but the fans have been paying attention, listening, or watching, because as soon as the home run was hit, they erupted. And if you want to hear something and a crowd erupt, once they put the final and the score eventually in Kansas City.
Well, Maxwell, the bases were loaded. 2 outs, 3-2 count when he hit the home run. So quite a finish in Kansas City, a huge win for the Royals, and nothing but good news for the Athletics.
So good news for the A's, but the A's still want to win, because that's the important thing about what Bob Melvin and his staff, the team, they want to win because they've seen the Tigers have already lost today. And they want home field advantage. The only way to do that is have a better record than the Tigers. If it's a tie, the A's have a better head-to-head record against Detroit, thanks to those 3 wins at Comerica Park earlier. Just recently, as a matter of fact.
So 2-0 is the count to Arcia. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
And I think the players listening to the crowd because on a ball 4 throw to second, the crowd erupted for no reason as far as the play here. So the players on the field who are at this time unaware of what happened, maybe those guys are aware. Those guys, because somebody in the bullpen probably has a radio.
And that one's ripped to right field. Reddick on the move, and it's going to be gone. Just got over the wall, right over the 362 side. And that's a 3-run homer, and it's 6-4.
Man is strong. We have seen that. And a couple of home runs in Minneapolis. Sonny Gray fell behind, and you throw a fastball down the middle, bells high with a power hitter. And Reddick was hoping for the carom at the 362 mark. It didn't happen.
So that's a 4 RBI game for Oswaldo Arcia, and it's only the 3rd inning.
Now batting, number 43.
So still only 1 out here in the top of the 3rd, and now it's a new ball game.
Well, the 3rd, that's the key, because it is just the 3rd. A lot of baseball remaining here, regardless of what's happening in Kansas City. And this game very important.
So here's Pinto. Yosmiel Pinto. And a curveball is a bit high.
Three-run home run by Coco Crisp in the 2nd, and now this 3-run home run.
So 1-1 the count, with Parmalee waiting in the on-deck circle. Good breaking ball in first strike. 1-2.
We saw Alvarez go 2 innings against the A's and came out. Looks like DeVries is only going to go 2 as well, as bullpen has been heating up during this inning, and whoever is down there looks like he's ready to come in.
Doe is tagged out. Strike 3, and that's out number 2. So Tim McClellan just decided it. He was going to call it himself. Pinto can't believe it.
Wow. Well, it's a bad breaking ball, bad in a sense out of the strike zone. And
that's a bad call.
That's a horrible call.
Now batting,
and it was the home plate umpire making the call.
Yeah,
you can't believe it, and I understand that was not that was not a swing.
That's where you got to ask for help. I mean, let's be fair about this.
I agree, and why it should not be mandated. It never will be for a home plate umpire always to defer. Now, I've talked to an A's catcher who has verbally asked for an appeal. The umpire said no. Instead of pointing, because how many times you see a catcher point and the umpire at third or first will make the call.
Sure.
But a home plate umpire who makes a call, he's not going to defer if he's asked to make the call. And so you have to do it immediately and try to get the first or third base umpire to make the decision.
That's going to be a base hit to right field by Parmalee. So the 3rd hit in the inning. So Sonny Gray trying to hold it together here in the top of the 3rd inning.
now batting.
I don't think Bob Melvin's going to waste a lot of time, because he had a 5-run lead. Now it's down to 2, and he sees the elevation of the pitches from his right-hander, and while he'd like to keep him in, Sogard no chance to make that play.
Swing and a miss by Darren Mastrioni. Mastrioni was robbed of a hit by Donaldson in the 2nd inning. Pitch number 60 for Sonny Gray, and it's a good one. It snaps right in there on the inside. So 0-2. He struck him out. So a 3-run homer by Oswaldo Arcia makes it a 6-4 game after 2.5 innings. And normally we'd go to break, but we're going to check out the highlights up on the Diamond Vision screen, and we want to soak in these A's fans seeing that highlight of the game, knowing that their team is now the 2013 AL West champion. So here it is.
Hit high in the air and deep to left, and look at this! A walk-off grand slam home run by Justin Maxwell.
It's a fun situation. It's a little strange for the players. They know that they still have 6 more innings to play, but they also know that they've grinded for 156 games and they are the division champions. So congratulations to Bob Melvin and his terrific team, terrific coaching staff. They deserve it. They really have played great the entire season. I think that's what stands out to me, Ray, is their consistency this year. Last year they just had the huge second half, but they were just good right from the start this year.
You know, at one time the A's had a 6-game lead. They lost it. We're 3.5, 4 back, and the Rangers at one time had close to a 6-game lead. And then the A's took off, started winning, while the Rangers, unfortunately for Ron Washington, the Rangers did not continue to win. And the A's at this point, West Division champions. So one thing we know for sure, Steve Vucinich and his clubhouse attendants can cover the clubhouse with plastic.
They will celebrate.
Got to have plenty of time to get it all ready. Yesterday there was plastic on everything in anticipation of maybe something happening. It did not. It was taken down, but I'm sure in the process now, and a certain beverage will be able to be chilled nicely as the remainder of this game has been played. But I think the A's would like to finish it knowing they are the champions, but they have the lead. They want to keep it for the rest of this game.
When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up at Smog Experts. It's Sharon Martise who comes in. Cold to freeze goes just 2 innings. And a celebration's a celebration. And we're not trying to be greedy, but it's a little more fun for the fans when the team wins the game and then celebrates.
And you know, Kai, I think, and again, everybody knows the importance of home field advantage. I mean, listen to the crowd and just how they reacted once they knew the A's were champions. Well, you can imagine that in a best-of-5 series, having 2 here versus 3 here as a possibility in a best-of-5. So it makes a difference, and I'm sure that's what Bob Melvin, congratulations to him. Everybody's offering the congratulations, but has to be saying to the guys, hey, let's finish this game because the Tigers have lost.
So 1 out for Reddick. So for the A's, Ray, this is their 46th year in Oakland. This is their 16th division championship, which is pretty darn good. They've been a wild card team once. Reddick lines it right into the glove of Chris Parmelee.
Now the wild card is when the year when Seattle won 116, the A's won over 100, but finished about 14 behind the Mariners.
And a devastating loss for the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, exactly.
They lose a full game now in that
wild card standing. 1-0 pitch to Barton is fouled straight back.
So overall for the A's, going back to Philadelphia, Kansas City, and then Oakland, they will be making their 25th postseason appearance. A little bit of a dry spell in Kansas City.
Yeah.
That all changed.
Not a little bit, and all of a lot.
Barton skies one down the right field line, and that baby's gone. 7-4. Down the right field line. Just a question of whether it was going to stay fair, and it did.
Well, Derek Barton's first September in the big leagues was phenomenal. He had a great September hitting home runs. Well, how about this liftoff? Two-seamer stayed on it, opened the hips, and uppercut swing, his third of the season. His last one was a big one. That was against Darvish, a 2-run shot that gave the A's a 5-2 lead. This one, after the Twins had added 3 of their own, that was a big one to stay fair. And good to see Derek Barton swinging the bat aggressively, because he has done that since his return.
1-1 to Stephen Vogt. Vogt had the third of those 3 consecutive walks in the second inning. He scored. He's going to ground out this time. Side retired. Another home run for the A's. This one belongs to Derek Barton. 10 home runs in the series for the Athletics. They now lead 7-4. We're clinched at home. Well,
I know one for sure in 1975, right here on September the 24th against the White Sox.
So there's one.
That was the 5th consecutive because Nicky was born.
All right, that's
remember that one.
Good way to celebrate.
That's right.
2006 was not. We were in Seattle.
That's right.
Last year, of course, it was. Well, if you remember 75 being at home, but maybe you don't remember 73 and 74, maybe it was on the road.
73 in Chicago.
All right.
I want to say that because I think we were coming back from Chicago, and for Darren Johnson and for DJ and I, it was our first one, so it was quite a bit of celebration.
That's good, as there should be. Bormont flies out to Coco Crisp to lead off the 4th inning.
Now batting, number 54, Eric Fryer.
Well, I know 2000 was at home. That was
That's right. The Hudson and Giambi.
Isringhausen got the final out.
Right. And if the A's had lost that game, they were going to have to travel to St. Petersburg for a one-game finish to the season that had to vacate because of hurricane. And Jason Giambi didn't pack. He said, I'm not going anywhere. Stayed here, and of course turned out to be a win for the A's.
So 1-1 the count to Eric Fryer, the 9th place hitter.
Yeah, the managing general partner owner Lou Wolf won't have to travel to Seattle as he did in 2006 to congratulate the guys when they won the division there. He can do it today.
Fastball is low. All right, so there's 4 teams in: the Red Sox, the A's, the Braves, and the Dodgers. Three and one now. I think all 3 of those National League Central teams, they're all 3 getting close to clinching a playoff spot. None of them have just yet, but they're close. Cardinals, Pirates, and the Reds. Mr. Wolf. Right. See, Mr. Wolf's, he's been through this clinching thing before.
Back-to-back years, that's pretty impressive for a team that maybe last year did not expect it. This year, maybe a few more expectations, but considering what a couple of other clubs in the division did to help themselves, which didn't turn out. One of them is already eliminated, the Angels, that the A's will be playing starting tomorrow night for 3 games. Kind of anticlimactic, especially for the Angels, and for the Rangers, they're still trying to get in the postseason, and they were supposed to win the division.
First pitch to Alex Presley. Swing and miss. Well, the Rangers will finish the season at home. They'll host the Astros for 3 and the Angels for 4. But now you're in that bad situation of needing help. Rangers a game and a half behind the second wild card team, which is the Indians. Just on the outside corner, first strike. I haven't learned my lesson yet. Tim McClellan.
Well, you know how when he calls a strike, he points out and his body for us blocks it. So unless we have the center field camera, which we can see, we don't know. Most important people do, and that's the guys on the field.
But what he does every once in a while as well is he will reach up and adjust his mask. So the arm goes up, but he reaches for the mask. So you just got to stay in there with Mr. McClellan. One and 2 to Presley, who is 1 for 2 with the run scored in the very first inning. It's going to scoot away from Vogt, and it'll allow Fryer to go to second base.
Stephen Vogt in a couple of games this series had his work cut out, especially the breaking ball. And that one unfortunately tried to backhand, and the previous pitch it blocked nicely, but sometimes a breaking ball can fool a catcher in the type of break once it hits the ground, breaking sharply, but put a lot of work in. But a lot of times they put the work in during the game instead of before the game with Darren Bush.
Full count now to Presley. Dozier will be next. 7-4, the A's lead. Dozier chops one toward Barton. Barton grabs it, and that's out number 2 with Fryer going to third.
Even if you aren't an A's season ticket holder, you can still get 2013 postseason rights. And considering what's happened today, let's go. Just place a deposit on 2014 A's ticket plan and secure your place in line for 2013 playoff tickets. For more information, call 510-638-GO-A's or go to oaklandathletics.com/deposit. And I guess now you know, after seeing what has happened today, the A's are going to postseason. They are the division champs, which means they will play a week from next Friday.
Yep, that would be the 4th of October. Friday, the 4th of October is.
That would be game 1.
Game 1.
And game 2, either in Detroit or here. And the A's hopeful of having a better record than Detroit to be able to host the first 2 games. So the opportunities are there for the fans to know that their team is postseason. And you can buy the tickets. And as a reminder, the upper deck here, no tarps. Tarps will be taken down. So no excuses for not being able to get tickets. You can call to get tickets. And the old saying goes in postseason, as long as you're in the house, you don't care where your seat is, you can have the ticket stuff and you can say, I was there. And that's the opportunity the fans have. So they are removing the tarps for the upper deck, from the upper deck, to accommodate the fans for postseason.
And there's been a lot of talk about that. There's a lot of talk about that last year. Fans said, hey, open up that third deck. And so the A's have done it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now I think fans need to make sure that that third deck is full.
Absolutely. No excuses. Fill it up. You wanted them off, they're off. So fill it up. Absolutely. And Dallaire, great producer, corrects me. And yes, Dallaire, there's still a lot of baseball left. Could be the #1 with the Boston Red Sox.
Sure.
But, you know, you never know. But right now, I think the A's are looking at Detroit because we've talked about the Tigers, their record, compared to where the A's are. And so the A's are looking for win number 93. Red Sox have just won number 95. So it is a possibility. Both clubs, though, will be playing very hard the final week of this regular season.
Reddick into foul territory. He's got it. Side retired, so the Twins do not score. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up. It'll be Sogard, Crisp, and Lowry. 7-4, A's lead. Is brought to you by GoPro, the world's most versatile camera. GoPro, be a hero. a beautiful day in the Bay Area after the rain yesterday. Now bright sunshine, beautiful weather. Some celebrating already. Rangers lost today. So the A's know that they are the American League Western Division champions here in 2013. Ray and I were just talking about the postseason dates. Just make sure that the fans know at least the when. We don't know the where yet, but October 4 and October 5 will be games 1 and 2 of that division series, Friday and Saturday. We can tell you that for sure.
You know, Dick Bremer, the longtime broadcaster on the TV side, worked with Bert Blyleven, talking to him before the game, and he was kind of breaking down the scenarios for possible, and he knows with the wild card, number of teams involved, if there are multiple teams with the same record, the number of playoff games getting up to just the playoff or the wild card participants playing the play-in. So somebody, I said, you understand all that? And Bert and I didn't, but he was talking about a lot of different possibilities if it comes down to that.
Well, the American League wild card game is Wednesday. The National League wild card game is Tuesday. They are not being played on the same day. So technically, the American League would have a couple days to sift through. And you know what? As it works out, they're the league that would need a couple days because of the log jam in their wild card. National League's pretty clear cut. Know who's going to be in. It's just a matter of wild card or division winner. But you could have a little bit of a mess in the American League, but they will have an extra day to play tiebreakers if they have to, and it's not out of the question. Coco pops out to short. A big hit in this game, a 3-run homer in the second inning.
Hanging curveball from Cole DeFreeze, and he left it in the middle of the plate. Coco, number 22, is now at 22, limited 64 as the A's leadoff hitter. Unbelievable.
So 2 outs, and here's Lowry. Fastball is outside. Lowry has hit a fly ball to center field, and he has singled and scored. He scored on a Donaldson double. He's now even in the count 1-1.
Just looking around the stadium, while it's not a complete sellout, at least you see some seats that are empty. Wonder how many people are listening, saying, hey, the A's have clinched. I want to be there for the maybe there's a good walk up after the game has started.
Possible.
Sure. How would that be?
Not out of the question at all.
You always want to be around for a celebration, so people jump in the cars, take part, do whatever to get here and be a part of it. It is a good crowd, though. Very happy to see a big turnout for the regular season home finale. It's nice to emphasize regular season because there will be more here during postseason.
Three and 2 to Lowry. Martis. That one's to right. And that baby's gone. Lowry homers. 8-4 A's. Third home run in the game for the Athletics. Another tunnel.
Remember on the opener of the series, Martis did that to Coco Chris. Coco hitting a 2-run shot in that game in the 8th inning to win it for the A's 8-6. And Jet Lowry follows Derek Barton with a solo shot. This one a 3-2 pitch. And they just keep going.
Making it look easy. 11 home runs now in this series. 82 home runs since the All-Star break. Most in the majors. Donaldson, a ground out and an RBI double. His 92nd run batted in. Is we're not that we can do anything, but we're going to keep you updated on that RBI total. He's trying to get Josh Donaldson to 100 RBIs. We wish we could help him somehow, but he's going to have to do it on his own.
How about let's just start with another hit for another multi-hit game, because he's at 55 now.
You know what? If he hits a home run, he gets another multi-hit game and another RBI.
That's right.
And everybody's happy, except Sharon Marquise.
Lowry just keeps doing it. He's playing in this month, and great to see the success he's having as he continues to play down the stretch and healthy and still swinging the bat well. 14 home runs for Lowry. He had 16 last year in what, about 97 games for the Astros in a much different park at Minute Maid Park, but a beautiful sunny afternoon here. The ball carrying well. Probably didn't need it on that shot.
1-2 pitches, tapped slowly to third, and Donaldson falls coming out of the box, and let's just hope he's okay, and it looks like he is. He just slipped coming out, and he's retired. Another home run for the A's, this one by Jed Lowry, his 14th of the year. The A's are swinging it like division champs, because they are. 8-4 the A's lead. Coliseum on a gorgeous day. Lots of sunshine. That umbrella is not for rain, folks. It's for shade. Could have used it yesterday for the rain. Don't need it today. First pitch at the top of the fifth is grounded to Barton. He scoops it up. Trevor Plouffe is retired. So that's out number one. Well, the Oakland A's, now with this year added in, have made 17 postseason appearances. How many of those 17 were clinched at home? That is the trivia question. The answer is 11 of 17 have been clinched at home. 1972 was the first time. And the 11th time, of course, today, last year.
So these fans should really be happy, because that's what it's all about. Try to do it in front of your home crowd.
Well, it's the first of what you hope is 4 celebrations. And each one gets a little more intense and a little bit step closer to what you're really going after.
But I don't think it really will ever match what happened last year on the final day of the regular season. The two teams tied top of the division, and then win it and then have to make the plans to start the division series, which turned out to be 2 games in Detroit. So Mickey Morbido, the A's director of team travel, a little bit more latitude this year as far as the plans anyway for postseason, although he'll probably have to wait, have things prepared in the event the club has to go to Detroit or Boston or wherever, Dallaire, as far as the first round is concerned. But they hope to stay here, and that would be the best scenario.
0-2 pitch to Arcia is up and away. Big day for this young man who we've been impressed with. Lots of power. Donaldson hustling back, fighting the sun. Donaldson dives, couldn't quite get it. Well, just did not hang up long enough.
Another tremendous effort, and I think we know after falling down in the batter's box he's okay, and to find it and then try to dive into foul territory to make the play just came up a little short. But the key there was to try to find the ball initially and then have to move in the direction when it was coming down. I think looking at that shot, like Donaldson's not wearing sunglasses, which tells you how the sun has changed direction on this September the 22nd.
Sun a little bit lower.
Not to left field where it had been directly into everybody on the left side of the infield. Flormont had trouble a little bit earlier.
Two pitches hit hard. Barton knocks it down, picks it up, throws, and they got it. Arcia did a feet first slide into first base, and quite frankly probably avoided a collision with Sonny Gray.
Well, whether he did it intentionally or not, probably trying to get to first base, but by sliding the way he did, you're right, he avoided what could have been a very serious collision, because ideally you want the pitcher to catch the ball and run down the foul line or the fair line, but the urgency there of making the play, he peeled out of the way, because you never want to see him go through the bag and have the runner make contact as he comes down the bag.
Good pitch there, right on the outside corner for a strike. So 0-1 to Yosmil Pinto, who has singled and struck out. High fastball, 1-1. So 92 pitches for Sonny Gray, so he has thrown a lot of pitches this afternoon. He's walked 2, he's struck out 3. He's not had a 3-up, 3-down inning. He's looking for one right here. That one is outside.
Adjusted his mask.
See it got me. The mask adjustment by Tim McClellan makes it look like it could be him calling a strike. I wasn't making that up.
Fortunately, had a very good second inning.
Got the double play. And he is going to get his first 3-up, 3-down inning if Coco can fight through the sun. He does. Side retired. So A's closing in on a celebration. Oh, look at Voose's locker room. Those guys are veterans. They've done it before. homestand for Yoenis Cespedes. 5 games, 7 hits, 3 homers, 6 RBIs, and in the month of September, he is hitting .361 with 6 home runs. So he's hot at a perfect time for the Athletics. Let's hope it continues the final week of the regular season and into the postseason. 8-4. Cespedes will hit next with Moss leading off. So we got a new pitcher for the Twins. It's the 3rd pitcher, Josh Renicky. Martisco's 2 innings. What the A's have done to the Twins pitching staff this year is it's ugly. They have just pounded the Twins. This is the 7th game played between these 2 teams. And that one's ripped to right field. Mastrioni's going to play it on a big bounce, and Moss is going to have a double. Hit number 7 for the Athletics.
Yeah, Moss had to be saying enough of this 2 outs in 1 inning. Which when they batted around 10 batters, he started it and ended it, but not with that shot. 2-0 fastball, and he loaded up and unloaded. Just too much topspin, and just another double for Brandon Moss. He knew he did not hit it and get it under enough to hit the ball out. Topspin, great swing, and release the top hand.
So Moss with a double, and here is Cespedes. So Cespedes in September, we just gave you some of the numbers. 6 homers, 19 RBIs. Look at the OPS. On base plus slugging.
That's good. I like that you explained that.
Just add them up. It's not that hard. Add up your on-base percentage and your slugging percentage. And A plus B equals C. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. There's the numbers for Josh Renicky. 62nd appearance, so he's pitched a lot out of the bullpen for the Twins. So again, those numbers against the Twins this year. 7th game. The A's have hit 16 home runs. They have scored 65 runs. And they have 86 hits. Again, in what is now 6.5 games.
And they lost the first game, and Josh Willingham hit a 2-run home run in the 8th inning, lost 4-3. And the A's to this point have scored in 14 different innings just in this series alone.
In this series, yeah.
In this series, 9 times they've had a crooked number, and some of them very crooked numbers.
65-20. The A's have outscored the Twins this season.
I think just as impressive. All those numbers are great, but remember when the A's went into Minneapolis and they knew that the Twins had a very good record against the American League Western Division. So the A's knew what they were going to be facing in the Twins. Unfortunately, they played well enough, and especially these games 2 and 3 in Minneapolis after the Rangers had already lost. And going into Texas, the difference in the lead, what it could have been and what it was, and we are a short time later, and the A's have clinched the division.
Big swing by Cespedes, rolls and foul. Well, in this series alone, the A's have scored 36 runs. But Anderson's going to start to get loose.
The A's trying to still stretch him out a little bit. Wonder if that's going to be the case this afternoon, or just to try to pitch and get through and then the back end of the bullpen.
So Ray, you got 6 more games left, and then you got 4 days till you're actually going to play when the season ends. And I'm sure the A's have already spent some time thinking about your postseason roster.
not always easy decisions. Who's going to be your 4 starters? You're going to have an extra guy in the bullpen. I mean, there's so many different decisions that need to be made. Sometimes guys get hurt this time of year, and that can certainly come into play when decision time comes. And a guy like seeing Brett Anderson is what kind of pops into your head. It certainly looks like he's going to be a reliever,
but it also, it's a reminder, there are 3 potential playoffs: division, league, championship, World Series. You can change the roster for each of them, so you're not locked in. So you can make changes, which is good, especially
right center, very high. Mastrioni, warning track. He's got it. So tagging up is Moss, and he goes to 3rd, and Cespedes is 0 for 3. But that was a productive out. Got a runner over.
You can imagine what the folks watching the home run derby, watching those majestic fly balls, and how they left the yard for him winning the home run derby. And this is this ball was up in the air for such a long time. I always think on a Sunday, the football Sunday, Ray Guy's hang time on a punt.
That was a Ray Guy.
You know, that was up for a long time, and people wondering where's he going to land. They always talk about hang time for the punters, and
he was the king. Yes. Left center. Presley on the move. Presley near the wall, and he reaches out, makes the catch. Plenty deep for a sacrifice fly as Moss comes home. So the A's tack on their 9th run, and Reddick does the job. He picks up his 54th RBI. 9-4, the A's lead in the bottom of the 5th.
First baseman.
So that's pretty good baseball.
That's textbook baseball. Lead off double, get him over, somebody get him in, and it took a couple of long fly balls to do it. That is 9 runs for the A's. The first run scored today that came with less than 2 outs. Previous 8, of course, the big 6-run second all came with 2 outs, and the 2 home runs have each come with 2 outs. And they like to battle every inning right to the last out, and the A's have shown that today once again.
First pitch to Barton is hot. Second pitch to Barton, excuse me. 1-1 the count. Barton with a walk and a home run. He has scored a couple of runs. He's had 9 runs on 7 hits. 3 home runs. Barton's home run in the 3rd inning was his 3rd of the year. Now, Renicky to Barton. Off speed, breaking ball on 3-1, and it's called a strike. So full count with 2 outs. Barton hits one hard, base hit right field. Dozier made a nice effort, couldn't get it. Derek Barton yet to be retired today. That's hit number 8.
You really have to be impressed with Derek Barton's play since coming back, and you know it took an injury really for him to be brought back up. That was to Josh Reddick. And what he has done swinging the bat, we know his defensive abilities at first base have been tremendous and continue to be, but his aggressiveness swinging the bat has been the most impressive thing for him. And watching him, and I think, as he told us earlier when he first came back, how he has changed his whole attitude, and I think we're seeing it. And all of a sudden, he's starting to play on a regular basis at first, even against lefties. And of course, defense is doing that. He's hitting down in the order when that happens, but it says a lot about his defense, and what he is doing swinging the bat is, to me, just as impressive, if not more.
And he said it himself. He's just a little more relaxed, not worrying about every at bat so much.
I think, you know, also part of that, there were expectations of what he should be doing, could be doing, and I'm sure he is just like anybody else and saying, you know, I can do what I'm capable of doing, and that's it.
Vote again, foul left side. This was Barton's home run in the third inning.
Watch him pull the hands in. This is a pitch inside, and he's quick. He's still waiting, but once he makes contact, or at least swings the bat and makes contact, then ball's jumping off his bat. And that's something that we saw when he first joined the club in what, 2007, 8, somewhere in there in September, when he hit 3 or 4 home runs. So no, it's there.
So 2-2 the count to Vogt. That's blocked by Fryer. He had a scramble after him.
And both catchers have had plenty of work trying to do that today. And Derek Barton, 2007, 4 home runs in September.
Well, we were impressed. Going back in left field is Arcia, and he makes a nice catch. Side retired. A's get a run on a couple hits and a sacrifice fly. And we're on to the 6th inning. It's 9-4. A's lead. Leading the Twins 9-4 on a day that the A's already know that they are the American League Western Division champions. It happened right around the 3rd inning or so when Mr. Maxwell hit a grand slam home run in Kansas City. The Royals beat the Rangers 4-0. So
didn't we see that young man with the Astros?
we did. Really
about
neat.
that?
Yep.
Traded to a team that's trying to have a special end of their season.
When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Oil change tune-up that Smog experts is the lefty Brett Anderson comes in.
Well, it's always good to see Brett Anderson back on the mound because of what happened a week ago Friday in Texas when he left the game with back spasms. Made a relief appearance since then. That could be an important member of this bullpen.
Jefferson off the mound, grabs that one, throws to first, and Armley is retired. So Sonny Gray goes 5 innings, throws 94 pitches. Gave up the 3-run homer to Arcia. That was in the 3rd inning, and that's the inning. He gave up 3, and the Twins also scored a run in the very 1st inning. His own error hurt him in that inning. So 5 innings for Sonny Gray.
You know, I'm going to have to talk to Nate Fryman after the game and tell him everything's okay. You know, when he always goes out to warm up pitchers in between innings. And he went out to warm up Brett Anderson and a couple of pitches, and Brett said, I'll wait for the catcher. Coordinate, went back. You know,
he's just trying to be a good teammate,
right? Just being a teammate, doing his job. You know, former catcher when he was a youngster back in the Boston area growing up before he became 6'8". You know, maybe at 5'5", 5'6", he was a catcher, but got too big. And Eric Wedge said, time to move on to another position. But, you know, he goes out and does a good job. But to look down there and see Brett Anderson kind of shoo him away and say, I'll wait for Stephen Vogt. Come on. Yeah. I mean, that's poor guy. And you know,
feel kind of bad for Nate right now. I want to go give him a little hug and say, you're all right, buddy.
And you know, it's amazing. You see catchers at times will take a mask out, wear a helmet. So if they take a ball in the dirt, he goes out there just nothing, just a catcher's mitt. He said, my hands are good enough. I don't need any equipment. Just throw it. And then he shoos him away. Gosh, sad.
Not happy about that. Happy about that strikeout from Anderson. I'm pumped.
There we go.
All right, look, he looks good, right? Look at the smooth,
Number 25, Pedro Florimon.
What's another ball? Then. Okay. I'll give you another one. See, I mean,
that's nice.
Good.
That's good form.
That's good. And then,
take a hike.
Come on, man! I want to catch. Oh, come on!
That is so wrong.
These guys get everything, don't they?
You shoot him with this ball.
Like, please, just go away. Give me a real catcher back there. And he is a real catcher. I mean, he looked good. You know,
we need to tell Nate that everything's okay.
You know, when Nate Fryman is behind the plate, it looks like he's using knee savers, and he's not. You know, he's 6'8", and he gets down. It's like the knee savers protect your knees. But you can see he's got good form for a catcher at 5'5", but he's 6'8", so he had to give it up. But that's just not right. You know, in front of this big crowd. And
well, here's my question. Suzuki and Norris and Casey Chavez. Come on. We're going to send a guy out there without a mask? What's going on here? Day of the season, the A's beat the Rangers to complete a 6-game homestand sweep, and that was good enough for the American League's Western Division title. It was really it was 3 days that I don't think any of us will ever forget. It was awesome. Monday night, the A's clinched a playoff spot, and I think that was, you know, everybody was like, "This is great. We're in the postseason." And then I think on Tuesday, the A's were like, hey, we're in.
That's right.
So we're just going to keep this whole thing going. And Rangers seem to have a different look to them. Grant Balfour said, give me the ball.
You know, between Doolittle, Cook, and Balfour down the stretch, pitching 5-6 games consecutively, especially 3 games against the Mariners, 3 against the Rangers, and for them to do what they did. But I think just as important, and we cannot overlook what Travis Blackley did on the game 161 the Tuesday night after the celebration on the Monday. And he beat them, and now, of course, he is with the team that he beat last year, the Rangers, and trying to hang on for postseason.
Want to know to Coco Crisp with Sogard aboard. 9 hits now for the Athletics. Ray, we were talking about postseason rosters, decisions that to be made. Part of it has to do with who you're playing. They got a lot of left-handed hitters. They got a lot of right-handed hitters. You think about the Tigers, they have all right-handed starting pitchers.
Exactly. That's the big thing right there.
So all those things you start, Melvin, his staff, Billy Beane, his guys, put those guys all in a room and then come up with 25. There's a lot of different things that go into it, I'm sure.
Well, a tough call for a manager starting in spring training when you have to start telling players that spring training you're not going to make the club, go down to AAA, wherever, and try to work hard to get back here. And then guys come up and they're going back and forth between here and AAA, and you have to tell them. But it's just as big in postseason because everybody wants to play in postseason. Yeah, but the manager usually is the one that has to call players in and say, okay, this is going to be the roster, but stay in shape, do whatever. And by the way, there's the giveaway today, the 2013 team photograph. So a special day, as they can say, not only that team, the Western Division champions last year, they can do the same this year. And there's the schedule 2014, some of the highlights of this season to the right of the schedule. And so a very nice giveaway today.
A's will open at home on March 31st against the Cleveland Indians. I do know that for sure. There it is. Perfect. 3 against the Indians, 4 against the Mariners.
How about that date right there, Minnesota? Be cold in Minnesota.
Yeah, we'll go skiing on that off day.
Cespedes usually is very accommodating when he comes out to sign autographs, and he's doing it there on the team photo. So that photo became very special for that fan.
Runners go, and the throw to third is not in time. It's a double steal for Sogard and Crisp.
Not the way you expect Coco to get number 20, but he just became a 20-20 man. As in the back end of the double steal, throw going to third. So Coco will take it. That is the 20th, and just on cue.
He knows it.
Absolutely. 13th time. 2020, actually 2022. So he's got to keep going. But again, most of his are in the front end if there's a double steal, but this time the back end. So congratulations to Coco.
Lowry, chance to knock in a run, pops it up. Florimont has it. So that is out number 1. Some of the schedule highlights for the 2014 season. As we mentioned, opening day, A's will finish the season with a 4-game series at the Rangers. Interleague, the A's will play the National League East. Nationals, Mets, Phillies, Marlins.
How about that? September the
Braves.
28th,
Yeah.
the end of the season.
Nope.
It's 29th this year,
Yeah.
28th next year. This is an interesting move, but this must be an intentional walk to Donaldson and the lefty coming in to face Moss. Because I don't think Ron Gardenhire would be walking a righty to load the bases for the righty to face Moss. We shall see, but he is loosening.
No, Moss heads to the plate.
He must not be ready. Wow.
Now batting, left fielder, number 37, Brandon.
See Ron Gardenhire's reaction then, asking the catcher to go talk to the pitcher to buy some time. He's not happy that his pitcher's not ready.
No.
Because that pitcher in the bullpen has known Moss was going to be his guy.
Sure.
And that's when he has to heat up to be able to get ready to come in, because all of this is for him to face Moss.
Well, now he's just standing there, so he must be ready.
Yeah, it's a matter of time. I mean, for the lefty in the bullpen to be taking so much time, that he has to buy some time for him.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up. Your oil change, tune up, and smog expert Brian Donaldson coming in to face Moss with the bases loaded. By Hyundai Sunday is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Hayes Clubhouse looks like it's ready. There will be a celebration in there tonight. It's Brian Davis, Moose's trusty right-hand man. The A's want to finish the home schedule with a win as they lead the Twins 9-4, and they get a chance to really blow this thing open. The bases unloaded, one out. Donaldson comes in to face Moss. Donaldson 6-2 with a 4.08 ERA. 70th appearance, so he's been a workhorse out of that bullpen, but got his hands full right here. First pitch to Moss is hit high to right field. Mastrione's back. He's at the wall, and he's got it. Sogard tags. He will trot home. It's a sacrifice fly, and it's 10-4. So Moss did not wait around against the lefty.
Well, a hanging breaking ball just got under it, and anytime a ball's hit by Brandon Moss, you have to be wondering, is there enough? And the way he ran, he thought maybe he had enough, but didn't pull it down the line right in front of the out-of-town scoreboard, but got the job done getting the run in.
The second sacrifice fly in the game for the Athletics. So got a whole bunch of two-out hits. First pitch to Cespedes is a strike. So Moss gets his 79th RBI of the year. We own the West, indeed, for the second year in a row. Cespedes is 0 for 3. He has not gotten into the hit column just yet. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. A's with 6 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 1 here in the sixth. So they've scored in every inning except the first. Slider that Cespedes lays off. The only game still being played in the American League is the Mariners leading the Angels 3-1. That game in the 7th inning. The two teams the A's will finish up the season with, 3 in Anaheim, 3 in Seattle with an off day on Thursday.
I think the A's have to be happy to be going to Anaheim for tomorrow night, not worrying about anything. They're probably going to be worrying about the Angels.
Side retired. A's get a run and a hit, a couple of walks and a sacrifice fly. So the 7th inning is coming up. A's lead 10-4. And iPad. Build your stadium and make the decisions to guide your team to the World Series. Download MLB Ballpark Empire free today. Data and usage ratings may apply. Everybody's having fun today. Well, if you can't have fun today as an A's fan, then you're probably never going to enjoy yourself. A's are division winners for the 2nd year in a row, and they're leading the Twins today 10-4 in the 7th inning. Brett Anderson goes back to work. He had a nice 3-up, 3-down 6th inning with a couple of strikeouts. Facing Fryer, the catcher, who rips one down the left field line fair. So Eric Fryer is going to hustle for second, and he's going to have a leadoff double.
Another young man behind the plate. We've seen Pinto catch well, do well for the Twins. And the question again comes up, as we've discussed, about Joe Mauer, what they're going to do with their homegrown catcher product, who probably needs to find his way in the lineup every day. And if it's behind the plate, he is right now trying to come back from concussion symptoms. But this young man and Pinto, so they might have a duo of catchers who are capable of stepping in if they want to move Mauer to first base. Simply Terry Ryan and Ron Gardenhire will have to determine before next season.
Well, that's a big decision for this Twins franchise.
But they will come back, and I know kind of at the beginning of the season everybody's talking about the Astros, and you know, you never talk badly about a major league team, because eventually they get good, and those things happen. And something still stands out in my mind, back in the late 60s, playing the Tigers, team of Al Kaline and Willie Horton, all the greats of the Tigers. Just won the World Series in '68. And there was a writer after the A's, the Indians started. We started in Detroit and lost like 14-1. And the writer came out and said, "Man, where's Bobby Avila and Bob Fell and all those great players of the past?" Well, you know, it made a statement all of a sudden. Tigers a little bit later starting to fail. They're losing 119 games, and you just don't put somebody down at this level because teams get good.
Strike 3 called. Presley spins around, heads back to the dugout. Third strikeout for Brett Anderson.
Good curveball. We've seen him throw this backdoor to a lot of the right-handers and throw it effectively. And young man Presley, who's been robbed by Sogard, start the game with a bloop single, but scored, and since then, been a tough day for him.
There's a big curveball low to Brian Dozier. One of those other games today that we obviously kept a close eye on. The Rays beat the Orioles 3-1. Keeps the Rays on top of the wild card. That one hit into center field for a base hit by Dozier. Fryer's going to come around to score, and it's now 10-5 game. So Dozier gets his second hit and an RBI.
Fastball a little bit away and just up the middle. Good effort by Lowry, diving, trying to at least knock the ball down and keep the runner from scoring. Could not get to it.
So Dozier gets his 64th RBI. First pitch to Trevor Plouffe is a strike on the inside corner.
30,000 what?
589.
That was Janice, our stage manager, who is now the third announcer in the booth. Reddick grabs it, guts it back to first, and they got it.
That's Tim McClellan making the call. What a play.
So it's a double play, and I think the party's just starting to get going here at the Coliseum. Reddick on the run, got it.
He did get it.
We own the West. Very cool t-shirts. They're being sold already right here at the Coliseum. And Ken Priest, our boss here with the Athletics, brought them up. And I think we should just put them on, Ray.
Right now?
Spend the rest of the day knowing that we own the West. That's a good looking t-shirt. I like that.
A lot of money if you own the West, man.
I got 3 family members down in the stands that are going to want these. I can tell you that right now. So that's awesome.
Well,
good looking T-shirt.
I'm sure that maybe Jack can put it on soaking wet, because if you put that on downstairs, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Trying to figure out how he's going to get in the clubhouse. I'm a little too young for that. But it'll be fun, as it always is. Guys deserve it. The players deserve it. We talked about it during the pregame show, Ray, about how we're part of it big time. I think baseball players, they try real hard to keep their emotions in check. It's such a long season. You play so many games. And it is very much a mental game. But then you see them just let it out, as they should when a team clinches a division.
Absolutely. I think it's exactly like you said. And whenever they say a season is a marathon, it is. It is long. And then you get to the sprint, which the A's will get into the sprint mode starting in October. But I think the great Yogi Berra has said the game is 90% mental, 50% physical. So
something like that.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean, I think it's a mentally tiring game. I think for players.
And you look at the travel and everything that teams do, and not just the A's. Every team does it. The Twins will be heading home, so they have a 2-hour time change. The flight going back. The A's at least staying on the West Coast for the final 6 games. Same time zone, but you know, between the traveling, night games, getting into hotels late, getting up and playing the next day, you have to admire players during a long 162 game schedule and what they go through it. So when they get an off day and they don't have to do anything, it's really an off day more mentally than physically, because they'll do what it takes physically to be ready to play, but the mental side of it, they can just relax and not worry about it.
That one's ripped to right field. Mastrioni is over there and he makes the catch. So that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, it is official. We can now talk about it, and you can participate. Tickets to potential American League Division Series games are on sale now. Not potential, official. Because it is official right now. Tickets will be available online, oaklandathletics.com/postseason, over the phone, 877-493-BALL, and at O.co Coliseum box office. So, not potential, we can now say official. American League Division Series games are on sale right now. And to emphasize once again, the fans wanted the tarps down. The tarps are down. Fill it.
Another line drive, and Barton's going to have another hit. He digs around first, heads for second, and he's going to put the brakes on there. And Derek Barton is 3 for 3 with a walk. He's got a single, a double, and a home run. Have a day, Derek Barton.
That is a great day, and again, cannot overemphasize the aggressiveness of Derek Barton. Now, he's going to go home for the next 3 games down in Southern California, where he grew up and had family and friends there. But if he takes this same approach, not only down there the rest of the season and the postseason, it's going to be a big, big member of this ball club, and he has played tremendous baseball. I mean, just talking to him, how much greater it is, almost to the point of you can see the fun that he's having and producing, and that's also important, because like you said, it's a grinding 162 long schedule, but if you can have the mentality, the mindset to have fun doing this type of work, I mean, that's the best way, because you can play your best having fun.
And if it's not fun, I would think it would just absolutely drive you crazy.
Oh, well, if you go 0-for and you have tough games, yeah. But this, from the A standpoint, and the other teams that have clinched and going to postseason, it becomes a serious, complete team game. Everything is done as a team. And you forget about individual statistics. Those individual stats mount up to success. But basically, these guys you're seeing are trying now, since they've clinched the division, to continue as a team to try to win. And the ring really represents the individual stats, but more for the team. But it all comes down to that. The little things you do as a winning team are more emphasized than if you're not on a winning team.
So 1-2 the count to Vogt, with Barton at second base after the double. And Vogt lines one, but it's going to be foul. Vogt broke his bat on that swing.
It's not as pretty as the one Cayespo broke yesterday.
No, we get a nice up close look at it.
Nice that Dominic brought it up just to show us now. I mean, he's looking down there, so bring it up. Brought up that fine piece of furniture.
So another 1-2 from Donaldson to Vogt. And a good breaking ball there, and Vogt strikes out. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
A hard slider, lefty on lefty, and talked about when Derek Norris has started the game against a lefty and facing righties, and same with Suzuki, and now so Stephen Vogt staying in the game against a lefty. But the game being the way it is, he's going to stay in the game, no pinch hitter. But you don't see a particular pitcher your side, arm side, then it makes it a little bit more difficult to hit him.
First pitch to Sogard, down and away. Sogard singled in a pair of runs in the 2nd inning. That was a big hit. Lined out in the 4th, singled again in the 6th. He's also scored twice. So his average up to 267. Sogard looked like he was taken all the way, and it's in for a strike.
He scored the 6 runs in the 1st inning, then created a picket fence, 1 for the next 4, and trying to make it a 5th. Sogard can get a base hit, 2 outs.
Not close, 2-1. Indians beat the Astros 9-2, so the Indians holding on to that 2nd wild card spot. 26,000 in Cleveland this afternoon. The Indians will have Monday off. They will host the White Sox for 2 and then finish at Minnesota with a 4-game series. So if you believe in strength of schedule, which I really don't, Ray, I don't think you do either, but that is what the Indians finish with. 6 more games, 2 against the White Sox, 4 against these Twins, and the Indians with a 1.5 lead for that 2nd wild card. So if you're the Indians, you got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Terry Francona's been there. He's got 2 world championships with the Red Sox, and first year managing the Cleveland Indians after a year off last season. So I'm sure he and Jason Giambi, the veteran of the club, guys that have been there and realize that nothing's easy.
Well, they got 86 wins with 6 games to play, so they got a decent chance to get to 90 wins this year. So
all ready to talk, I'm sure, in Boston Beantown, is that if the Red Sox hang on to the #1 seed and the Indians happen to get in the postseason as a wild card,
there you go.
They would host the Indians, and Terry Francona would go back to Boston as their manager to try up against the Red Sox. So he helped win the World Series.
Sogard with a walk. Sogard's been on base 3 times. That's the 6th walk issued by Twins pitchers this year. So this is the updated wild card. And all games are final. Tampa Bay wins, Indians win, Rangers lose, Yankees lose, Orioles lose, Royals win. So Yankees and the Orioles are in big trouble. Royals need a lot of help. So the Rangers a 1.5 behind the Indians. First pitch to Coco Crisp. And Coco line drive center field. That's a base hit. Derek Martin digging around third. He's going to come in to score. And the A's have made it an 11-5 game. Coco gets his 4th RBI of the ball game.
Another 2-out hit, another run. So 5, make it now 6 consecutive innings that the A's have scored. And Coco Crest, fastball, middle of the plate, up, base hit center field. So Sogard, the lefty, and I'm sure Dunting trying the hardest to get him out so he would not have to face Coco batting right-handed. Martin scores after a one-out double, and the A's keep adding on.
So here's Lowry. Lowry's 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 runs scored. Curveball is outside. Those Red Sox won today 5-2 over the Blue Jays. The Red Sox finished the season at Colorado for 2 and then at the Orioles for 3. They have 2 days off. They have Monday off and Thursday off. So they're going to have Monday off, Thursday off, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off of the next week because the break between the end of the regular season and the postseason start. Red Sox trying to hold off the A's and the Tigers for that best record in the American League.
So you say the Red Sox finish in Colorado?
No, they go to Colorado Tuesday and Wednesday for a 2-game series, and then at Baltimore. For 3.
Okay, I was going to say because we know that the Tigers finished in Miami against the Marlins with no DH, and I thought that's the interleague matchup for the final weekend. So that in itself, we'll see if Victor Martinez catches.
Right center. Presley makes a nice running catch to end the bottom of the 7th inning. A run for the A's on 2 hits and a walk. 8th inning coming up. A's close it in on a celebration. 11-5, they lead the Twins. At Cache Creek Casino Resort. Cache Creek's Challenger Slot Tournaments, free entry daily from 2 p.m. till 10 p.m. Visit cachecreek.com for details. Well, the A's have reached the 8th inning with an 11-5 lead over the Twins. And Ryan Cook comes in after Anderson goes a couple innings, gives up a run. So Cook delivers to Arcia, and the first pitch is a bit high. The A's would like to see Ryan Cook have a couple good outings under his belt before the postseason. He has struggled as of late.
I think Ryan Cook would like that as well. And big confidence builder. And I'm surprised that Bob Melvin's putting him in this game just to try to do that. Ryan Cook has to simply believe the stuff has not changed one bit. And there's no difference, actually, the way he performed last year down the stretch, especially that final week. Was the A's representative as American League All-Star, his closer. But I think a lot of times, and remember, you see that pitch, that one is away from the left-hander.
That's the one right there.
And he hit Trout, the right-hander, so he's not finishing. It simply means he's not finishing. And I think there are times that's when the hard slider, a pitch could be a lot better to throw to make him finish. That one he finished, kind of overthrew.
So the leadoff walk to Arce, and that'll bring up Yosmil Pinto.
Now batting, number 43, Yosmil
So Pinto, a single, a strikeout, and a fly ball to center field. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Good location that time. Foul back, and Cook jumps ahead 0-2.
It's almost like teeing off on a par 3 versus a par 4 that you can unload. And par 3, you try to guide it a little bit. It looked like with Cook, the left-hander is trying to guide the ball a little. With the right-hander, he's following, finishing through the pitches, and the first two have been perfectly thrown to the outside part of the plate.
That fastball is high.
So we've got football in with Ray Guy's hang time. We've got some golf in, teeing
Good.
on. So interjecting some of these other sports in on this fine Sunday.
How about Steph Curry the other night? That was fun to talk to.
Yeah.
Great Warriors player.
Hey, when Roy Steele compliments us on an interview with one of the great young players of the Warriors, then you know it was a good night. Yeah, he's a nice young man.
Outside. Warriors will open October 30th at home against the Lakers. There you go. We got Warriors in there. 3-2, and Cook kicks and payoff pitch. Swinging and a miss. Good fastball there. So Cook gets the strikeout after walking Arcia, and that's out number 1.
You know, Bob Melvin knows that this young man is very important to this bullpen, and that's a great comeback. 0-2 to 3-2, and a good fastball challenge the hitter, and Pinto, a good fastball hitter, knew that he was getting the heater, and Ryan Cook threw it by him.
Here's Parmalee. Parmalee got a first pitch fastball. Fouls it right off the facing of the second level, and it bounces all the way down. And the count is 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So 96 miles an hour, and that had much better location for Cook. He blew him away 97 miles an hour. 2 away here in the 8th inning.
I think we're seeing the Ryan Cook of the past, and that is just
Number 19,
to get ahead, and then you can afford to
Mastriani.
get him to chase one, especially with that kind of velocity, and Parmalee did with a good fastball from Cook to the outside part of the plate.
I'm going to bring up Mastriani. So 1-1 now to Darren Mastriani, who was struck out twice and grounded out. just like that. It looks like Cook's fastball location has improved the last couple of hitters. Just a bit high, and the count now 3-1.
And he is staying with the fastball, and really he's not thrown a slider yet.
Foul back.
I think the question for the A's ninth inning, it's at this point not a safe situation, but Grant Balfour has not worked a little bit. Sean Doolittle, but still a lot of baseball remaining. So we'll see what happens in the ninth.
Fastball misses, and it's the second walk by Cook here in the top of the 8th inning.
Now batting, number 25, Pedro Florimo.
Here's Pedro Florimo. Fastball outside. So Cook 2 walks, 2 strikeouts here in the 8th inning. Now Doolittle gets up just as Ray was talking about it. So Doolittle will just start to toss lightly.
Now he's pushing the ball a little bit instead of being on top and driving the ball down in the zone.
So he's going to catch his breath a little bit and get a visit from Stephen Vogt. And that one's a strike outside corner, 2-1. So the crowd this afternoon is 30,589. 30,589, and they are having a good day. 2-2 now to Florimo. Pitch outside, and it's 3-2. So the runners will be taken off. Asia at second. Mastrioni is at first. Fouled straight back. Good swing there by Florimo.
Have you seen a slider today from maybe one of kind of,
but it's been that way the last couple of hours.
It's not been a good biting slider, which
lots of fastballs and not a lot of sliders.
He has a great slider, and that's I'm sure trying to get the command of his fastball.
And he missed outside with a fastball. He has walked 3 here in the inning. And Ray, that's you want Cook to come in, and it's more than getting him some work. I mean, it's it's an 11-5 game, but you want him to work on a few things and get straightened out.
Yeah, exactly.
But what you don't want to see is have it continue to snowball a little bit, and he's walked 3 now.
And I would think that Bob Melvin and Kurt Young just trying to put him in a situation, try to build up the confidence, and to be able to throw. He's still got the live arm, the great fastball. The only thing, and maybe Kurt, it's not necessarily the greatest time to think about the hard slider, but he's got to use all of his pitches.
Pumps a strike in there to Eric Fryer.
One thing when you walk batters and you're throwing just fastballs, guys got to zone in on the fastball, knowing that's pretty much all you're going to throw.
Fryer chased a high pitch there. Now Cook is ahead 0-2. great fact. Another 0-2 pitch. And that one swing and a miss. Picked up. Flips to first. Side retired. So Cook comes back. He strands the bases loaded. And we're going to the bottom of the 8th at the Coliseum. It's an 11-5 A's lead. All right, here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Home runs again the story today for the Athletics. Coco Crisp with a 3-run shot in the 2nd inning. See Barton with a solo home run in the 3rd inning. And then Lowry joined the group in the 4th inning with a solo shot, his 14th of the year. 3 home runs today for the A's. In this series, they've hit 11. And they are just bombing the baseball all over the ballpark. 5-9-0 for the Twins. 11, 11, and 1 for the Athletics. So the A's in this series alone have scored 39 runs against the Twins. So the A's, the American League's Western Division champions here in 2013. They wrapped that up when the Texas Rangers lost earlier today in Kansas City, so the magic number is down to 0. So the clubhouse is ready for a celebration. There's a lot of people that are ready for a celebration. So it'll be fun. The A's want to end with a win, and that one hit hard to 3rd. Kluth has it, and he throws out Donaldson for out number 1. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Oil Change, Tune-Up, and Small Experts. The new pitcher is Caleb Thielbar. So Thielbar takes over.
Left fielder.
He is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5th pitcher of the afternoon for the Minnesota Twins. Their starter, Cole DeFreeze, won just 2 innings. Evan Scribner starts to throw. First pitch to Moss, and he swings and misses. Moss made 2 outs in the 2nd inning. He's made up for it since then. He doubled and scored in the 5th, with a sacrifice fly in the 6th. His sac fly came with the bases loaded, and he almost hit it out. That blue tub there, well, we'll just let you figure out what's in there.
You notice the plastic on the floor? Steve Vucinich is pretty smart.
Better move.
And it's all carpet on the clubhouse. But Goose last year said, we're going to put plastic on the floor. And they've had a long time to be able to get it ready. So plastic on the floor in on the lockers, so they make sure that the floor does not get soaked, and importantly that when they return to work out before the postseason won't smell
like champagne.
It's a great smell. I mean, not every club can enjoy that aroma, but it's something that clubhouses, it's a lot of work to get that out.
Swing and a miss, and that's the second time Moss has struck out in this game. So 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
A good fastball for the lefty.
Now batting designated hitter,
strike zone.
number 52, Yoenis Cespedes.
Pitch to Cespedes, strike on the inside corner. And a quick 0-2.
Yeah, the great thing about backing up another division championship is that you can eliminate, forget about all the past calls and start fresh with the new calls for the 2013 season. All the ones left over from last year have been used this year, but it's a whole bunch of new ones, and I hope that have a lot of calls going through the postseason.
0-2 pitch to Cespedes is low from Fielbaugh. So Scribner looks like he's going to get the 9th inning.
But I don't think we'll ever forget, and maybe they'll keep running that your great comment. What is happening in Oakland?
Well, I don't know if that was a great comment, but your response was close. It came from the movie Moneyball, but we know what was happening in 2002. Last year, I think we were just kind of on for the ride, enjoying it.
Cliffy and Ruben, they are there. They have their shirts on. There's Ruben up in the clubhouse of tennis court. Cliffy, longtime bat boy with Matt Weiss, and Ruben, of course, one of the longtime employees for Steve Vucinich down in the home clubhouse. So they are ready to pass out the shirts, and there's no question they will be doing that after the final 3 outs.
So 9th inning coming up. The A's 3 outs away from a big-time celebration here at the Coliseum. Not only the players, but the fans as well. Looking forward to it.
Folks, right there when they dropped the F and the 4, and the fans knew that the Rangers were defeated by the Royals at a walk-off grand slam. So the A's congratulating each other as they are the 2013 American League West Division champions, and they do it with 6 games remaining.
So Scribner takes the hill here in the top of the 9th inning. This crowd is ready for a party, and this could be out number 1. Moss, Donaldson, and Donaldson had it pop off his glove. And Presley will get another shot. Looked like it was maybe more of Moss's ball than Donaldson's ball.
The sun's still tough, and they're going to experience that for a while. Interesting to see what the game times are for the division series. Using the West Coast, they want East Coast prime time, but let's see how that works out. I'll tell you for sure, the A's know they're there. That's all that matters.
And they've done it in resounding fashion. They're on the verge of a 4-game sweep over the Twins. They have scored 39 runs in this series. That ties an A's record for most runs ever in a 4-game series. Of course, you do not want to go anywhere. Keep it right here on Comcast Sportsnet California. We will have all the coverage from down on the field and into the clubhouse during the celebration. My partner Ray is going to head down in a little bit. Kate Longworth will down there. I'll join him down there. There's a line drive and a base hit to center field. So Presley opens up the 9th inning with a hit. So the numbers for Evan Scribner this year, his 18th appearance.
Number 2, Brian Dozier.
Talking about Blyleman, of course, doing the broadcasting, TV broadcasting for the Twins, and I thought he brought up a good point. A lot of times, and we've also seen what's happened in Arizona when the Dodgers clinched the division, some of the celebrations, but I think there are times when there's a young team that it gives them a great opportunity to watch a winning team. And the Twins today will be able to watch the A's celebrate on their home field. But the Twins, a young club trying to build for the future. Gardenhire's been there. Terry Steinbach, bench coach, world champion. Rick Anderson, pitching coach, the staff. They know what it's like, but a lot of the young players have never experienced a successful season and celebrations. So it gives them an opportunity.
Reddick on the move. He can't get it. It bounces up against the wall. It's going to be a double for Dozier. Presley stops at third, and the Twins got something going here in the 9th inning.
Now the A's would like to make it happen sooner than later, and nice clean, but already this is not a clean inning. High fastball that
Now batting,
hammered to
number
right
24,
center.
Trevor Plouffe.
So second and third, nobody out for Trevor Plouffe. And Grant Balfour gets up. Curveball ripped foul. The count 0-1. Plouffe is 0 for 3 in the game. He did walk and score in the third.
Wait, 11s are wild. 11 runs, 11 hits for both teams.
Right, Twins got 11 hits.
They want the 11 in the columns for the runs, though, for the Twins.
Yeah,
let's not go that far.
A's have hit 3 home runs today. The Twins have hit 1. Oh, 2 to Trevor Plouffe. Scribner kicks and the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. So that is out number 1 here in the 9th inning. 10th strikeout for A's pitchers today.
Well, this is the signature pitch for one
Number
Evan Scribner. He's got a great curveball, and
Garcia.
I think in due time the A's fans going to see a lot of that curveball this year, up and down between the A's and the River Cats. Still a very good young pitcher.
Here's Arcia, Oswaldo Arcia, who has had a big day. Single homer, ground out walk. He's knocked in 4 runs today. And that one is lined over Barton's head down the right field line. 1 run is going to score. Dozier's being waved home, and Dozier's going to score, but they threw behind Arcia. Barton grabbed it and tagged him out at first base.
Isn't that amazing? Unbelievable.
Barton was just standing right on the bag. He just caught it and tagged him, and that's out number 2.
So 2 of the strangest plays. Josh Reddick, remember, doubled off a runner on a shallow fly ball, and this one, what a great play. He's actually going to the plate thinking he's going to throw out the runner trying to score, but Barton quickly tagged it. And Arcia had run to the back too far, thinking that, oh, I got a couple of ribbies. Throws going to the plate. Uh-oh. Very embarrassing. That is not good. And same for Dozier when it happened to him on Reddick.
Here's Pinto. So 0-1. Right there, 0-2. Winning 11-7, and here in 2013, the American League's Western Division title belongs to the Oakland Athletics. Celebration time at the Coliseum. Still in the dugout. He's going to let his players celebrate, and now Bob Melvin comes out with a little fist pump to the fans behind the third base dugout.
I think the best thing that happened, the A's knew they had already won the division, and they did it themselves.
Yeah, you want to do it with the W, and the A's certainly did that by sweeping the Minnesota Twins. So a little different than last year, maybe not quite as dramatic as last year, but it's a division title, and it's all said and done. It's the same as last year, just done in a different way.
But I think to be able to know, but I think the worst thing would have been to be playing the bottom of the 9th inning and kind of anticlimactic, but they did it in style. Strikeout by Evan Scribner to finish the game. And the A's put up a 6-spot, another crooked number against the Twins today to get them on the board and never look back at that point. So congratulations to the A's.
No question about it. Terrific performance, and they were a very good team from day one.
They were.
And that is one of the most impressive things about this 2013 season.
You know, I think one thing that Bob Melvin said, let's forget about last year. It was a great ride. Don't expect it to happen again. So they did it the right way. They came from behind last year, 13 back on June the 30th. But they finished it, went to the division series, lost, and then came right back. And I don't know that a lot of people expect them to do it, especially the way the Rangers reloaded, the Angels reloaded. But it's the A's once again atop the Western Division.
So a wonderful sight here at the Coliseum. 16th time.
Nothing better, Kite.
No, congratulations. Thank you, Raymond. You too. 16th division title for the Athletics. Ray, you've been in a lot of these as a player, and they do not get old, do they?
No. I mean, this is what you played for. Why you come out here for the long season, and now the fun begins that they've clinched it.
Between the pitchers now at first base.
So the A's come off the field to the roar of the great Athletics fans. And it is clubhouse time, and the celebration is really going to get going now, as it should. I think the fans will celebrate as well in their seats. So, champagne to be uncorked, and it's going to get crazy in there. Ray Fosse heading down there. Kate Longworth is down on the field, and she is with the skipper, Bob Melvin. Kate, take it away.
All right, thank you very much, guys, and congratulations, Bob. It's your second AL West title, 2 years in a row. You've made it to this moment. I know this was a goal you guys set out to accomplish, one of the many this season. What's this moment mean to you?
Man, it means a lot to these people here, too. I mean, you know, I was saying earlier before the game, when we come out in full force, it's like a big party out here in Oakland. And watching these people again coming down the last few innings, man, I feel not only feel good for us and our organization, but for all these people in the stands too. It's pretty awesome.
And you said before the game it certainly was an ideal day to get the W, but this did play out uniquely. Today, of course, the AL West title was yours before the game even finished. What was it like in the third inning? How did you realize the Rangers had lost, and how did you keep your team focused on their game at hand?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, you'd almost prefer it not, but you know, everybody just kind of handshake, a few hugs, and knew we still wanted to win a game and celebrate it the right way. So the guys kept their focus, even though there was a little bit of a distraction, and we ended up finishing out, which is terrific.
And last year I asked you, how would you describe the 2012 Athletics? You told me hardworking and tenacious. What comes to your mind when you think of this 2013 season so far?
Same thing, but just a little bit more experienced. And we got a lot more to do here. You know, last year we were just happy about being where we were. This year we got some unfinished business. Yeah,
speaking of that unfinished business, how now do you keep the focus this week? Because obviously a lot riding in this final week as you guys fight to have 3 home games in that ALDS series.
Yeah, you know what? These guys only know one way when they take the field. They're going to try to win a game, whether it's a spring training game or whether it's a regular season game or postseason game. So it's not going to be tough keeping the focus. What we need to do at times is try to rest some guys and get some guys completely healthy. But they play the same way every time.
And then lastly, you grew up here in the Bay Area, attended games as a child. I know you dream of moments like this. 2 years in a row, you finish off the regular season at the Coliseum with a title to your name. Taking this moment, Skip, what's it like for you?
Pretty amazing. I mean, I couldn't explain it last year. It's the same feeling again this year. The pride that you have and doing it in front of these people here, it's pretty amazing and kind of speechless.
All right, congratulations. Go celebrate with the team. And Glenn, will go up to you. Coco Chris is standing by. We'll get ready for more up here, but for now, we'll send it up to you.
All right, thanks, Kate. So Bob Melvin took over in June of 2011, and boy, did he change winning attitude in that dugout. And now he's got back-to-back American League Western Division championships on his resume, and like to take a little bit further this year. So congratulations to Bob Melvin. Terrific guy, terrific manager, and he deserves all of this. All right, Kate's downstairs with Coco Crisp. Kate.
All right, thank you, Glenn. Well, congratulations, Coco. Your second straight AL West title. 4 years suited up in the green and gold. Look around you right now. What's this moment mean to you?
It's amazing. To be able to do what we did here in front of our fans, it definitely feels fantastic.
2 years ago, you were very outspoken that you wanted to be back with Oakland because you wanted to be with a winning team. What was it that you knew about this group of players that you guys could create some pretty special seasons?
Well, knowing how they develop their players in the minor leagues, knowing the character of the guys that they have in their system and their winning mentality, I figured, you know, this would be the place to be if I wanted to try to win another championship. And, you know, it hasn't disappointed. I've come back here, and the guys that we have on this team, I'm so proud of them. They've done a great job of staying strong and making my selection a good one.
Yeah, exactly. And in talking with your teammates, it's unanimous. They believe you are the heart and soul of this clubhouse. A leader, the spark plug, the motor. Those are all just adjectives. They talk about you day in, day out. What type of pride do you take in that? And what kind of leader do you consider yourself?
Oh, wow. It was very humbling. I am definitely grateful that they feel the way they feel about me. You know, I just go in there and try to be myself, joke, and stay lighthearted with the guys. We've got a great group of guys, great group of personalities. And, you know, I don't try to be any type of leader. Like I said, the farm system here has been fantastic on grooming the guys and and groom them into good big leaguers. They respect the game, they come out and play hard, and every now and then they might have a question, and I'm able to answer, and I'm happy that I have the experience to do that. But being a leader here and them saying that about me, that's great and all, but I feel like we all have the same mentality in there, and that's what makes us a good ball club.
Right, and you're doing it inside the clubhouse and out on the field. I have to congratulate you on becoming Oakland A's 10th player to be a part of the 2020 club. 20 home runs plus and 20 stolen bases. What's an accomplishment like that mean to you?
It's just an accomplishment that I thought I'll never accomplish. Obviously, with the home runs this year have been a little different for me. I'm very grateful, and I'm happy. Sogi got me that bag. I didn't know if I was hitting home runs. I'm like, I just need a base hit. Dang, I want to get on so I can steal. And I'm grateful that Sogi took off and got me an easy bag. And it is amazing.
All right, we'll take in the amazement on this home finale, but I know the A's aren't done yet.
I hope not.
Thank you so much, Coco Chris, the true leader for this team, as it's shown out on the field inside the clubhouse. And speaking of the clubhouse, we're headed in there for champagne showers. So, Glenn, take it away.
All right, thanks, Kate. Nice job. Good to hear from Coco Chris, the true team leader. And Coco's going to take a lap. And why not? Much to the delight of these great fans here in Oakland. Celebration time at the Coliseum. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California. Don't go away. Postgame live with Scott Schutte, Bibb, and the clubhouse celebration starts right now.